I love it. That is the most exciting thing for me with plants. And that's why I would say anyone, you can go out, get a plant. And well, what I did in the beginning, I just got anything and everything. And then I tried to read up about some things on the internet and did it that way. I mean, I would suggest nowadays that you read up on the plant first, then get the plant, and then you can experiment. But, you know, if you're just getting into plants, you don't have to. You don't have to follow all these rules and regulations. If you like a plant, get it. And if it's going to work for you, it will work. It doesn't. You will learn. And if you still want that same plant, then you'll think, okay, well, I should have maybe researched a little bit more, and you'll do that. And then you'll get that same plant and you will have learned something else. And that plant will probably stay alive for a year or maybe much longer.
Yeah.
So, you know, experimenting is not just the chopping up and the propagating and repotting. It's getting different plants and seeing if you actually can get that plant to grow out of its comfort zone in your home. Because basically that's what it's like. I mean, all our homes have different circumstances, the humidity, the light, the temperature, everything. And we could hear that a certain plant can't be in too much shade, and yet in your home it might survive because
it's fine.
Light coming around the corner and it does fine. I found that in my garden as well with many plants. So it's just it brings you back to this. I can go back to being my science class and try something and experiment. And also when it gets into like propagation and things like that, you discover so many things about so many different plants that you didn't realize. For example, many years ago when I was younger, I didn't realize that many succulents, when they leg out because they're searching for the sun, they're in the wrong place, that you could go and chop and propagate that and start again. So it would end up being that plant's legged out, it looks horrible, chuck it away. Because you
chuck it away.
You don't know what to do.
Missed opportunity.
And you could have got a lot more plants out of it at the same time. Every leaf, every part of the stem. So you discover all these different things. And also, for example, right now I have a Philodendron pedatum. I had a big one. I mean, it was beautiful. It worked well for me. And then I started pruning it back and it just, I don't know why, it just died.
Didn't like it.
But I mean, these plants usually can take that kind of thing, but this one didn't. And I managed to save one part, and that's growing out, and I don't have a moss pole. I don't have anything special. It's just in soil with a stick. And it's all growing out at the top. And I'm like, well, I will change this up at some point, but I just want to show people that if you haven't got those means right now, it's still okay.
It's still okay.
Survivor. That plant wants to survive. It will do its best for you as long as you do your best in the situation.
Yes.
That's also an experiment. You don't have to go out and buy all the expensive things in the beginning, because start-up can be quite expensive, and that puts people off. If they think they've got to go out and get these special poles and moss, and they've got to get all these nutrients, and they've got to get this special soil and this aromatic mix, and sometimes it's too much for people. So
it is.
You can use it.
I really love that you've said that, because I think by the time someone gets to a point where they're making a YouTube channel or, they've got a serious Instagram page, we've all gone through these journeys.
Yeah.
And that you're now at the top end of things, and this is what we're presenting to people. Yeah. And first time plant person is watching it and going, what? It's all too much. But we ourselves actually have gone through the phase of going and buying potting mix from the shop. You know, which I would never do now, but I did then, because it's something I needed to do to actually learn for myself that this is probably not the best way to go for my plants.
Yeah, and it's fantastic to do that I still do things like that because I just want to experiment. I experiment in every which way, even though now I've seen so many videos, I see people doing fantastic stuff, and I know how you should do it the correct way. I would say the way that would be most optimal for a houseplant. But I still go around the windy roads. I still like to test the plant's ability. I like to test if a plant will be able to be plonked in some normal gardening mix and put some other stuff in there and with a stick and see if it will work. I just want to show people that level as well, because that will encourage more people to think I can do it. It's not that you go from nothing to I've got to be at this high level and freak out and think.
And there's I always say, and I hope this is a message that comes across on my channel, is there is no right way, there's no proper way, there's just a way that you do it, and there's a way that it works for you, it works for your plants in your environment. Because it's all very well and good for me to sit here and tell you this is what you need to do. My house isn't your house.
No, and it's also, it depends on time and so forth. I mean, I'm so surprised. I think what you do is a very high level. I think fantastic, and you've got 3 kids and all this and that. You know, it shows what you can do with the limited time. You can still reach that level. So, I mean, go through the whole process and experiment. And if you go out and buy as your first plants or so forth, really expensive plants, then you're going to really want to go online, study, make sure you get everything right. I'm talking about basically plants that you can get in any supermarket. Go and get yourself one of those. Get one of those, experiment with it, do different things with it, and see what happens. You might discover something completely new about the care of this plant in your environment. That's all so much fun. So, I mean, I'm not going to go out and get myself an expensive Monstera Delicioso and just stick it in some you know, if you go to the supermarket and you see a golden Epipremnum aureum golden, you know, the golden pothos, well, they're everywhere, and you can...
And there's a dime a dozen of them. Grab that.
Grab that, experiment, do different things with that.
And you can't kill those things.